What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video, coming at you with a very fun and nice synergy with the Proboscis Cernos, a weapon I'm not really too fond of, and Caliban. It's got some nice interactions, some nice explosions, great ad clear potential, and an FPS killer if you're not too careful. This weapon right here, the Proboscis Cernos, is notorious when it comes to killing your FPS. I don't know how they coded this, but the more you shoot, the more tendrils it spawns, and it can get very choppy regardless of your setup. So to combat this, you can shoot 1 or 2 shots into the ground and let them explode, and then shoot your next one just to be safe on your end. The weapon is not good when it comes to critting, and the tendrils themselves do not crit. The tendrils reach does not scale of Prime Firestorm, but the explosion does. So we're going to be using that just for the big PP explosion. As you notice right there, I did mod it for gas and electricity. Gas and electricity scales really well when enemies have no armor. And guess what? Look who we're using, Caliban. A Warframe that is very, very damn good when it comes to armor stripping, especially with his Fusion Strike ability. Drags in enemies and armor strips within that AoE. This build is similar to my previous one, because I do have Condemn here as the Helminth ability. The first ability is absolute dog doo-doo, so just use whatever Helminth ability you want. Condemn is very nice because it allows you to CC enemies and replenishes your shields. Some of you may be wondering, but doesn't Lethal Progeny? No, it doesn't do that. It just boosts your shield regen, does not replenish your shields. So Condemn is going to be your consistent shield income, which can help you refresh your shield gate. Sentience Wrath is going to be used here and there, not too often, because enemies are armor stripped. You don't need to debuff them as much, but it will be really good as a crowd control tool, to help you out if you're in danger and if you want to get rid of enemies who are engaging you too hard. The downside to this synergy with Proboscis and Fusion Strike is that Sentience Wrath pushes away enemies. You want them to be clumped up, so we won't be using this as much. The main combo here is Fusion Strike, shoot into the ground, make sure your lethal progenies are up to give you that shield boost and to help keep some targets from shooting at you. Alright, here we are in Steel Path, just to show you how this works. I'm going to proc Growing Power, just so I can get that power strength. Boom. Gather enemies in. Oh, they just exploded from that shot. Summon my progeny, and they're gonna help crowd control enemies that are targeting me. And I'll just be shooting my bow into the ground and having enemies explode. Gonna be using Magus Anomaly to pull in enemies because the tendrils reach isn't that great, while Anomaly is 30 meters. Just go in and out of your operator, boom, pull in enemies within a 30-meter radius. There you go. You can't resummon your progeny if they're still active. So wait for them to despawn, and then cast it again. See, pulling them in. The gas clouds are still active. So if you pull in enemies while the clouds are still active, you can still kill them without having you to shoot into the ground and get your FPS tanking. Let's cast that 4th ability again. Look at that, the clouds are still ticking away, damaging these enemies. Pull in enemies, shoot the ground, boom, they're dead. There you go, our shields break, we just use our Condemn and get our shields back. Explosions go off, you don't have to worry about Prime Sure-Footed to keep you up, but it's still recommended to have something that can give you that knockdown recovery, or even stagger recovery. This loadout has amazing ad clearing potential. You never once need to activate life support. I mean, if things get a little bit hairy, yeah, you might need life support, but I don't think you will even have that problem. Even though it's running 45 efficiency, you're still well off, thanks to Prime Flow, Equilibrium, and Arcane Energize. Okay, here we are in the simulacrum, so let's take a look at the build and demonstrate how this build works step by step. Got growing power in the aura for that 25% power strength increase when you proc a status effect, because you need 200% power strength for 100% armor strip. So yes, we're missing just a little bit, so growing power is going to help us take it to that 200% mark. Prime sure-footed for that 100% knockdown recovery. If you don't have this, well, you can just time travel, or you can use pain threshold or handspring. If you don't care about knockdowns or whatever, hey, you can even run power drift. Then you don't have to worry about growing power, and you can go with brief respite. Up to you, whichever way you want to play. We have 220% range. This gives us 22 meters radius on our fusion strike, and this is achieved with a max rank stretch and a rank 4 overextended. We want to keep it at rank 4 because we want the range, but we don't want that power strength loss. Yes, if you do use a max 1, you do get 183, and it's still enough, but I just didn't want a forma. You can forma if you want, another extra slot right there. You'll have 183% power strength. Growing power will fill you up all the way to that 200% mark. No worries. Prime flow and equilibrium for that energy pool, because again, our efficiency ain't too great. And giving us that health to energy conversion when we pick up health orbs and energy orbs. This is going to be really helpful with your Panzerwelpaphyla using the synth deconstruct and synth fiber combo. And of course, with its viral quills to help drop more health orbs. Energize for that energy income. This is so damn useful, especially with that negative efficiency. Power strength full on with blind rage and umbral intensify. Without overextended, you have 243% power, but we also need the range, so hence why we're using overextended. Auger reach will give you that 175% range, but still not enough. We need to hit that 20 meters and above mark. And for the ability uptime, I do have prime continuity. The second arcane slot can be whatever you want. Yes, you do have the occasional crit here and there. That's why I'm able to proc arcane acceleration, or even using your melee to get arcane acceleration, because all you have to do is crit. For example, crits, look at that, arcane acceleration activated. So you don't really necessarily have to crit on your Proboscis Cernos. You can crit with other sources, your secondary, your melee, and boom, you're ready to go. Taking a look at the Proboscis Cernos, I'm running gas and electric. Gas and electric are both AoE DOTs, which is amazing to deal crazy amounts of damage within a horde of enemies. And since you're shooting the Proboscis Cernos, it's going to have those weird tendril appendages that are going to be pulling in enemies, and you're going to be combining that with Magus Anomaly if it doesn't have that much reach. The two elemental mods to form gas, and of course the electric mod. Prime Firestorm is only for the explosion, not for the little tendrils to reach out and grab enemies. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with this. The multi-shot is there just for the increase in damage and increase in tendrils. Fire rate and your faction mod. Yes, you want to be multiplying your initial hit and damage with DOTs. Vigilante supplies for that ammo mutation. Using 2 vigilante mods can grant you a crit here and there, so that can also be beneficial for your arcane acceleration. Primary Merciless is going to be our base damage multiplier. This is where our base damage is coming from. That's why you don't need to mod for Serration or Heavy Caliber. This is your base damage. The secondary is here for only 2 things: Augur Seeker and Augur Pact. Just the 2 Augur mods, just to help you get some shields back if you don't want to be casting your Condemn. So even if you're casting your 3rd ability, that's going to consume some energy, and it's going to give you some shields. And on top of that, if your progenies are quick enough, it can boost those shields. Since Proboscis is not great at killing acolytes, it's horrible at killing acolytes, so what's another great way of killing acolytes? It's with a melee. You can go with Exodia Contagion, or just a quick, easy melee. Now, this build is not your usual build. It is just for acolytes who are armor stripped. That's why we go for heavy viral damage. They have no armor, they'll take more damage with viral. Condition overload, yes, they're gonna have some status effects on them, so boom, more damage, blood rush here and there, crit damage, even more crit damage, and some crit chance. Attack speed, because you don't want to be using Berserker, you want your attack speed ready to go. Hit them, be on your way. Prime reach, for that range, you want to tag as many enemies as possible, because hey, it's gonna help you build up combo, and that's gonna help Blood Rush give you more crit chance and have you deal more damage. Simple as that. Usually you would not mod like this, so this is just for acolyte killing. Or you can even go with a heavy attack build modded for viral. For the Panzer Volpophyla, mutagens do not matter. It's the usual build that I have on pretty much anything. Synth Deconstruct and Fiber. Viral Quill is gonna help you tag enemies, and that will be assisted kill, and Synth Deconstruct will help you drop those health orbs, and Fiber will allow you to pick up health orbs. Martyr Symbiosis, just for that little extra help if you do happen to take a lethal hit. Focus School, you can use whatever you want because, well, focus schools are going to be changed, so go crazy. This build came about when I was reviewing a viewer's Proboscis Cernos build, and I was like, hey, you can replace a mod here and there. And I was like, you know what? I got something for this Proboscis build. It's got gas electric. All it needs is some armor strip, then it's gonna shine. So I thought of Caliban, and the viewer's like, you won't believe this. I used this same loadout with Caliban. It was a pretty simple synergy, didn't take much. You just have to know how damage works and what can synergize well with certain damage types. That being said, you should hop on over to the streams. You can catch me live there every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 12 p.m. CET. Time zones can be a bitch, but you know, don't have to force yourself. Anyway, that has been it from this video. If you'd enjoyed and learned something from this video, please feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.